In this video, we're going to talk about how to repurpose your content. So what does it mean to repurpose your content? Well, when you repurpose your content, you are using it again in a new form, and you can take one piece of content and create many new forms of content from that original piece. So you can turn blog posts into a freebie. If you have several blog posts on the same topic, you can compile them together and you turn that into a freebie that you give away to grow your list. Or if you have an ebook that you've written as a freebie or as part of a program, you can turn that into several blog posts. Now you can also turn a blog post into a video or a Facebook Live. So you don't want to read it word for word, but you can use the main points of that blog post as the talking points in your video. Now you can also take an existing video or a Facebook Live and turn that into a blog post. So what you'll want to do is you want to have your video or your Facebook Live transcribed, and that means it's going to be turned into text form. Now you can have a person transcribe it, so the person is actually typing it, but there's also some automated transcription services available like rev.com. Now, once you have it in text form, you can then use it as a blog post, or you can use it as a freebie or a lead magnet, whatever you want to call it, to grow your list. Now, if you have a Facebook Live or webinar that's longer in length, and usually webinars are pretty long, they're probably at least 60 minutes. You can turn those into YouTube videos. So you'll take your longer length recording and you'll have that edited. Now you can do this or you can have it outsourced, and you can have it edited down to be shorter, and then you can turn those into YouTube videos. So for example, if you gave out 3 tips on a webinar or something like that, you can have each one of those tips become a YouTube video. You just edit those down. Now you can turn written content into social posts. So if you have any blog posts or a quote from a freebie that you've created, whatever your written content is, just take a quote and you can turn that into a really pretty graphic that you can post on social media. Now you can use Canva for free. There's a paid version and there's a free version, but the free one works just fine for this. And they have templates for all the different social media platforms, and so if you wanted to post it on Twitter, they have templates that are perfectly sized for Twitter or for Facebook or for Instagram or whatever, and you can just take that quote, put it on there, make the text looks pretty. You can add a colored background or a pictured background, whatever you want, and there you go. You have social media content. So here's an example of how this could all work, and this is just an example. If you don't have one of these types of content, or you don't want to have content in one of these forms, that's okay. Just think about how you can apply this to your own business. So let's say that you're a professional organizer and you write a blog post about 3 ways to organize kids' toys, and you also promote a webinar at the end of that blog post, and you're collecting names and email addresses to grow your list. So you use that blog post, those 3 ways to organize kids' toys, as the base for the webinar. So you talk about that, but then let's say you also add in some additional content about organizing kids' clothes. So you have that webinar transcribed, and you can turn that into an ebook and use that as a freebie to continue growing your list. Now, you also have that webinar edited down and turned into 3 YouTube videos. Like I said, you can take one tip and have one tip for each video. So you had 3 tips about organizing kids' toys, and then each one of those tips becomes its own little 5-minute YouTube video. Now, you have those YouTube videos made, and you can use those as subjects of emails to your list. So you can have 3 emails there that you send out to your list, and you can talk a little bit about the tip, and then you can say, I created this YouTube video, and you can send them to watch the video. Instead of just sending them to YouTube, I would take those YouTube videos and actually post them on your blog, and that way when you are promoting those videos, you're promoting people to your blog, you're sending traffic to your blog rather than sending traffic to YouTube. Just a suggestion, that's what I would do. And so you can also take those same tips and you can use Canva again for free, and you can create social media graphics with those tips, and then you can be promoting those on social media with those pretty images, and you can be sending people to the freebie page, the freebie opt-in offer that you created out of that webinar, because remember, you took the webinar, you had it transcribed, and you created a freebie. So that is how you can repurpose content over and over and get a ton of use out of it. And so, like I said, if you don't use all of these types of content, you don't plan on creating all of those types of content, that's okay. Just think about how this can apply to your business.